You know, the blues is not really about your girlfriend taking off or losing your car back to the bank. The blues is really about picking cotton, chopping tobacco, and working hard for very little, which a lot of us have done through life, you know. And as a matter of fact, you know, I have plowed a mule, but I prefer a horse.
Yes, because I think really what it is everybody's getting tired of the prefab thing of it all. Everybody's getting tired of what Nashville dictates is cool. And they take it and they mess with it and they squeeze all the money and all the baloney they can get out of it and they just discard it. Here, it's like they're coming to us now because we don't care. We're going to do our thing and we're going to sell our records. We're going to make our music. And then they're the ones, oh yeah, it's cool because they see all the money that's being generated and the popularity of it all.
Door's open, baby, you coming through. Your body's rocking and it's working for you. Just right. You catching everything.
The craziest thing I'm working on is I got a buddy that flies airplanes and helicopters, and I'm thinking about dropping from a line from a helicopter with my guitar and flying over Dallas for about 3 or 4 hours to try to get some kind of buzz about that. And that's actually, we're in the works with that right now, so I think I might make that happen pretty soon.
You're just going to hang out from underneath the helicopter?
Yeah, just to fly around Dallas and everybody go, what the hell's that guy doing up there? And then, you know, we'll see. That's the thought I woke up with this morning. I don't know, I'm kidding. I've been working on it for a while.
Here's one called Heck of a Woman. This is for you, Donna, from Joey. Heaven knows you're one heck of a woman. But I got me one hell of a wife. It's true, you're the picture of an angel, and you bring out the devil in me.
Can I tell a funny whaling thing?
Absolutely.
4 or 5 years ago, we go to Seymour, Texas, and we furnished the stage for Shooter Jennings to do a little benefit where he'd had a little altercation with the law, and I think that's where Busted in Baylor County come from. But anyway, for the last 6 or 7 years of her life, we took care of my wife's grandmother, and she had Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And at first, she was okay. You could take her out in the public. Then where it got really bad, and she did not know my wife's name, but she knew her face. And as long as she could see her, she was okay. So we're out there doing this show, and the show is over, and we've got an 18-wheeler sitting there that's going to hook up to this stage. And we kept Grandma at the 18-wheeler. It was summertime, the air conditioner running. She couldn't move the truck. We're all standing right there by Granny's comfy. Mm-hmm. Well, the show is over, so we go over and we get Granny out and say, Granny, come on. So let's take you over here to Jessie, you know, so she sees her. Well, we're walking over there, and 2 couples, and they are just wasted out of their mind, are from Littlefield, Texas. And they associated Granny with that stage trailer, that truck with Shooter. And we loved her to death, but she was just crazy as a loon, you know. And they walked up there and they said, say, he said, did you know Waylon? She said, oh, yeah. You know, you said, you know Mickey Mouse. Granny would say, oh, yeah. and they say, well, can we have your autograph? She said, sure. You know, and the big joke was when these people get back to Littlefield, Texas, and somebody's going to say, well, who in the hell is Dorothy Chaplin, you know? Yeah, we get took in. Yeah.
That's a good story. Talk some about your rodeo background. And Chip, but y'all talk rodeo for just a moment, because what you said is great. You know, these rodeo guys and become singers. That's so much part of it.
I wasn't near as good a cowboy as I thought I was. And Tommy Steiner told me one time that I was really hurting his bulls because I was beating with my head, you know, on their head, you know. But there's a guy right across this river here named Dan Willis that kind of took me under his arm. We'd go out to the county line. Old Pat Parks had a beer joint and had bulls. And I was introduced to the two biggest vices in life right there, drinking beer and riding bulls, you know.
Yep.
And I was just a tall, skinny kid. And I don't know. I kept on. And that's how I got through college. I got through graduate school rodeoing. And I was the president of the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association. You can take that on down to HEB and see what they give you for it. You know, they can give me nothing for it. But I think my objective rodeoing was, if I got broke down in any town between here and the Canadian border, I'd know somebody that would take me in, you know. And but we rodeoed for a long time, and you never are good as you think you're gonna, you know, you want to be. I made lots of friends. It's just like music. It's a big network, and I've got 3 daughters, and the youngest one wanted rodeo. In fact, she got her a rodeo scholarship for this year. She's going to college and everything. But it was, you know, you see these deals like the NFL, and they'll be seeing. I saw a deal on TV yesterday with Warren Page that he's a judge, you know, and all this kind of. It's a network. That's all that it is a network. And it's just like this business. You figure out the ones that have dirty boots and know how to get something done, and you figure out who, like Kerry Dean's talking about their cap pistols. Right. Yeah, you figure it out. But I wouldn't take for that experience. I mean, it was a good experience.
How did it influence your music, rodeo influence?
Oh,
Get up and try again.
yeah. A lot of that. A lot of that. And I have never, I've got friends like Robert Blandford and them from San Antonio, Bo Hutto from Del Rio. They write good songs and they play, and we'd play around the rodeo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think Red Steagall is just the greatest thing that ever happened to
Me too.
Cowboy music, you know, and it's not like
He kept that alive.
well, he's put music to it. It's not like Little Joe got drugged to death and killed in the herd, you know.
Yeah.
And I've never written a lot of cowboy songs, and I was never in the saddle bronc riding in my life because I'm too clumsy. I'm a klutz.
Never could do saddle bronc.
But I
Good
wrote
bareback and bull.
I wrote this song about them. It's like they were thumbing on the road from Albuquerque. A lady with a little cowboy by her side, with an old bronc saddle and a suitcase. They climbed in and thanked me for the ride. She said, how far north are you going? He was headed for the Montana line. Had folks in Tom Minor Basin, but he was gone and they were left behind. The little cowboy wore a big gold buckle. It read Cheyenne 2004. He said, my daddy won this buckle for me, but he don't ride the rank ones anymore. He Said my daddy was a good bronco rider. He could spur rank 1 in the main road. A bad fall took his life down in Texas, but I will carry on at the rodeo. When I get back to Tom Minor Basin, my grandpa is waiting for me there, and he'll teach me the way that he taught Daddy. Then I can ride them rank 1s anywhere. And he said, please don't feel sorry for me, mister. Your sympathy's one thing I don't use. Daddy said before I could be a winner, that every cowboy's got to learn to lose. Well, I had to turn east when I hit Denver. I gave them what I could spare and a little more. The little cowboy said, don't you worry, mister, 'cause I've been down a long road before. That's about the extent of the cowboy stuff that I've ever written. And
That's cool.
well,
cowboy stuff,
love
poets
that.
and Rat Stigall and
I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
yeah. But
well,
I mean,
it just kind of in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I
but
love it.
It comes from a real place. And,
Yeah.
Right,
and
it's organic.
And I think that's where, this music, with Willie and Waylon and the Boys way back then and all that, that's where it started from. Because they wanted to make real music. They wanted to make it their way without somebody else directing them and telling them yay or nay or whatever. So that's when they brought it to Texas and started up the whole then outlaw movement. Billy Joe and all of them, and doing all that great writing. And then, and then today, with the new resurgence, like the Robert Earl, then when Pat Green jumped in there and brought the college kids in. Well, then you started having everybody wanting to do that. But in radio, our problem is, and of course, we just went through again the seminar with Texas Regional Radio Music people, and we talked about this. Because a lot of the people from radio were there, and a lot of the promoters, a lot of the labels, and all these kind of people, all these industry people were there.
Yeah.
And including the gentleman that heads up the Billboard country charts, including the Texas chart, which goes from Texas Regional Radio to Billboard, that reports Texas to the nation and world, I guess. But we're talking about that, and and these promoters, they get these people calling in, well, hey, I can do this, I can do that. Well, I'm just like this guy, or I'm just like this girl.
Yeah.
Well, then of course, they tried to weed that out before it gets to radio. Then it gets to radio, we've got to weed it out a little bit further.
Yeah.
Because, the guys and the girls are saying, well, I sound just like this, or I sound just like that. Well, hey, guess what? We already got that.
That's right.
You can't, a man don't need more than one spare tire in the truck. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a bunch of everything.
So what you're saying, you're looking for the Lady Gaga of country music?
something original.
You're looking for what's original.
Yeah.
You are looking for what is original.
My wife and I have a mobile stage trailer, and I think that's one reason Carrie Dean and I really got to be friends. And we've done this for about 10 years, and invariably at the end of the show, some father, grandfather, mother, grandmother, somebody is going to come to me and say, you have got to hear my grandchild. And if it's a girl, I know within 3 names what she's going to say. She sounds just like, and
Sadn't she to lie on?
and it's just, what Carrie Dean is saying is so right.
Yeah.
And it's harder today because there's not a song you can play that chord progression has not been in something else. I mean, it's there. I mean, it may be a little varied.
Yeah.
And so, my God, there's only 26 letters in the alphabet. I mean, but you've got to, it's got to be different.
Yeah.
It's got to be, we were talking about the songwriters being sailors, or the,
Yeah.
or the, what is it, digging in the cooler.
Yeah.
I want to hear something different.